going to study our lesson. Let's close your eye and pray with Mr. Sati all together.
Father God, please give us wisdom for studying your word today. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
It's time for review. Okay, so what did you learn last week? Do you remember, Mr. Sati, what did you learn last week?
Last week is talking about what the Bible is and who wrote the Bible. Today we start our new lesson is talking about the book in the Bible. Do you know how many books in the Bible? Before we get the answers, let's go to the over. Let's go.
In the beginning, God created the universe and a planet called Earth. Humans were formed in God's image to continue God's work. But soon, humans decided we want to live our way, not God's. Selfishness and violence filled the world, so God started over with just one family. And God made a covenant with a man named Abraham. The land around you is now yours. Your family will be my blessing to the entire world. In just a few generations, they grew into a large nation named Israel. The Egyptians became fearful and forced the Israelites to be their slaves. Through a humble leader named Moses, God led the Israelites in a great exodus back toward their promised land. Along the journey, God gave laws and commands to help the Israelites follow God's ways. Finally, after 40 years of struggle and complaining in the desert, the Israelites arrived back home in the promised land. In victory, the people worshipped God, but soon after, they turned from God and lived their own rebellious ways. This became a pattern from generation to generation.
The New Testament. If you open up a Bible to its table of contents, you'll see it's made up of two large collections, the Old and New Testaments. The word testament refers to a covenant partnership, which is what both of these collections are all about. They tell one epic and complicated story of God's covenant partnership with Israel and all humanity. The Old Testament is called Tanakh in Jewish tradition. It's a unified scroll collection of 39 Israelite texts that were over 1,000 years in the making. In contrast, the 27 books of the New Testament all came into existence within 30 to 40 years of each other. They were all written by first-generation followers of Jesus. From an early period, Christian communities began collecting these texts and reading them alongside the Old Testament as one unified story that leads to Jesus. The New Testament begins with 4 narrative books that together are called the Gospel. They tell the story of Jesus of Nazareth's life, death, and resurrection as an announcement of good news. They're followed by a 5th narrative work called Acts of the Apostles. Here, the risen Jesus commissions the apostles, a word that means the sent ones. They're appointed as Jesus' representatives to spread the good news about him throughout the ancient world.
Alright, I hope you catch up well with the video. So, let us recap our lessons together. Mr. Sati, how many sections in the Bible?
There are 2 sections in the Bible, and they have the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Okay. Mr. Sati, how many books are there in the Old Testament?
There are 39 books.
And what about the New Testament?
There are 27 books.
All in all, there are 66 books in the Bible, with the New Testament and the Old Testament. So the Old Testament is explain the history of the creations of the world, the exodus of Israelites, and the 10th commandment given to Moses by God.
On the other hand, the New Testament focuses more on the life and teaching of Jesus and Christian Church.
Okay, so right now we finish our lessons. See you next week. May God bless you.